Hey everyone, this is Luke again, and welcome back to yet another Ninjago video onto our channel today. So, if I'm going to be real honest with you guys, I'm sort of in a phase right now where I'm just not really into Ninjago all that much anymore. But I promise you that I will make as much content as I can before I decide to hang up my Ninjago boots for possibly forever. And what do I mean by phase? Well, I made a Discord message in a group chat with my friends talking about the psychology of a Ninjago fan. Now, actually, I've taken psychology before, but I was not too good at it. But that's because it kind of went over the entire aspect of psychology and not just like a specific set of psychology. And I felt like if I learned just a specific set and rather not the whole thing, I probably would have passed that course. But anyways, basically, if you don't know what psychology is, it's the study of the mind. And basically how it works. So, it basically, and due to me being autistic, one of the things about being, autistic, is that sometimes you just don't understand what other people are thinking. You don't know what's going on in their minds. And now you'd be thinking, how is this different from any other normal person? They can't tell. Well, yeah, obviously, but it's more important to us because we try to be more empathetic and we want to understand because there are some things in life that we just simply don't understand. And that's why I plan to do this video. And because I really want to understand why people think a certain way, and I actually thought of a Ninjago series that basically if I think it's a good idea, if it gets greenlit, as Showbiz would say, it'll actually explain why people think the way they do, or at least I'll attempt to try that. But anyways, I made a Discord message about how the phases that a Ninjago fan kind of goes through in their life. So we'll start at phase 1. And I said, we're pure, innocent children going with the flow of the show and not caring about the plot all that much. And then I said, where do I think this puts us, like in ages? For me, I'd say you'd be around 6 to 11 years of age. And yeah, in the older days with like season 1, season 2, all the way up to maybe like season 4 or 5, we didn't really care about the plot all that much. We kind of just went along with it. And to be honest, that's kind of the way you really should watch Ninjago now, because you do have to notice the plot, at least acknowledge the fact that there are flaws, but you can't let those flaws get so worked up over these flaws that it just corrupts you. Which leads into the second phase. We notice the plot a bit more and take notes and see if it makes sense or not. And this is the phase where most of the adult fans are at right now. If we're still watching, that is. And I said that would be around the ages of 12 to 19. So the older fans, basically. The older fans are going to notice. The younger fans really don't care about the plot, but the older fans really do. And I am no exception. So phase 3, we leave Ninjago for a bit because of reasons. And those reasons can be the show isn't interesting anymore. That's mostly the main reason, that you just don't really care for the show anymore. You just want to stop keeping up with the show. And I say this would probably happen around ages 14 at the youngest to maybe 19 or older at the oldest. Considering there have been a lot of fans who left at the third season because it just started getting way too weird for them. And then there were some that left after, season, or before season 8 came out because of the redesigns. So it's essentially the Dark Age. Which my first Dark Age of Ninjago was in 2016 after Skybound and Day of the Departed left bad tastes in my mouth. I was just so angry that those seasons did not so well compared to like 5-6 seasons in a row, that it just made me think, oh, Ninjago's ruined now. They screwed it up. And I was not further disproven until season 7. That's kind of why I kind of am one of those fans of season 7, because it kind of put me back in to Ninjago. And right now going through my second Dark Age, 2021, so about 5 years later. And that's where I'm considering, again, leaving and not keeping up with the show anymore. I'm considering it, and the reason for that is really just because the new reboot, or whatever you want to call it, of Ninjago is just not good compared to the older show. And I think I may have said this in other videos, but it's really obvious that it's targeted towards children. And the thing that made Ninjago so special is that it was obviously a kids show, obviously. And obviously it will always be a kids show, but it didn't feel like a kids show. It felt like there was more to it than being just made for kids. And I think I've made a video that I put into what I call my archive collection of basically why I think the modern Ninjago is not good anymore, or why I don't think it's that good. Sorry. But anyways, on to Phase 4. If this happened. Now, this one is a speculative scenario. It doesn't happen to everyone. If this happens, we watch the show after a long hiatus of not watching it, and go back to Phase 1, where we just went along with it. And that happens usually when we're in our 20s, or something along those lines. Now, this is not the 100% correct, because it affects everyone differently. Similar to that of growing up. Similar to that of just simply growing up. It may affect some people differently. Some people may skip a phase of this, or that phase just doesn't hit them. Or, like, for example, the people who are, like, so positive about Ninjago, they don't go through a, quote, dark age. They don't go through a dark age in Ninjago, or at least they haven't hit one yet. Some people go, I think those people went from Phase 1 and just kind of never came out of Phase 1. They just enjoy it for the sake of it, and that's fine. Now, there are some people like me who went through 1, 2, 3, and then 2, and then considering for 3. There are people who have went into 3, and then kind of came back for 4. So there are people who have went through all 4 of these stages. So the least amount of phases that you can go through is 1, if you're like the overly optimistic Ninjago fan. But if you're the long dedicated one, you probably have went through all 4 if you took a break from it and then kind of came back. And that, in a sense, is what I may need to do in the long run. I may need to just simply take a break from keeping up with the series for maybe a year or 2, maybe a season or 2. And yeah, I just think that maybe but I don't know. So yeah. But that's really gonna be it. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red subscribe button, and click on the notification bell to see every video that I will upload. And I'll see all you folks in the next video. Bye bye.